Hello, and welcome to today's news, where we'll be talking about relevant conflicts and issues. Today, we'll be talking about Latin America. This region of the American continent is known for its hard work and is often linked to parties and a relaxed life, but it's also known for its violence and insecurity issues. This region covers the countries from Mexico all the way down to Argentina, and it is a region of developing countries that fight their problems to give their people the best they can. But this can be hard when the government doesn't know what's going on inside our borders. Politics often leave people unsatisfied and disappointed with their leaders, and this, with other factors, often leads to conflict and issues like the ones we'll be talking about today. To introduce the first topic, here's the following video.
Drug trafficking has been Mexico's main income since the early 80s. It has taken the life of plenty of its consumers as well as affecting their health terribly. But not only are the consumers of these lethal drugs affected, yet also the traffickers themselves have been murdered or imprisoned for this horrible situation. Most of the murders are caused by rival gangs who try to approach as much terrain as possible to expand their business, stopping at nothing and no one. Further on, we will be showing you a representation of the geographical delimitation of these cartels throughout the country. But before we do so, we have to understand the term itself. It is a mixture of geographical, which is relating to the natural features, population, industries, etc. of a region or regions, and delimitant, which means to fix or mark the limits or boundaries of something. When you put these two terms together, you create geographical delimitation, which means land divisions. Now here is the geographical delimitation of the Mexican cartels throughout the country. The ones in green are Los Zetas, which spread across the east coast. Now in yellow, we have Cartel Jalisco Nueva Generación, which are located mainly on the west coast, in the exception of a small territory in the east. Further on, we have Beltran Leiva organization, which are in the west and center of the country. Then in the northwestern part of the country and Yucatan, we have the Sinaloa Cartel. In the northeastern side and taking part of Quintana Roo, there is the Gulf Cartel. Its only territory being in Chihuahua is the Juarez Cartel. Also as part of the Michoacan territory, located in the center is La Familia Michoacana. Then taking part of Michoacán, there are Los Caballeros Templarios. The territories in brown have no dominant cartel presence. Further on, we have a new report on the situation.
Trafficking is the activity which includes the manufacture, distribution, and sale of narcotics, potentially harmful to health. This is a problem that Mexico has faced for many years. This causes fear among people and danger since traffickers do their best to get what they want without caring nothing, which affects us because people no longer live there. In the 70s, cartels have grown from 2 to 9 to which must be at 37 allied criminal cells. In addition, 60% of the Mexican states suffering the presence of at least one drug cartel. Organizations survive regardless of the detention or fall of their leaders, because investigators aren't carried out on money laundering networks or the political powers which are actually their support.
Welcome again, and thanks for staying with us. By the way, I'm sick today, so I apologize for how I sound and how I look. Now, let's talk about an issue that has impacted the whole region of Latin America, feminicide. This is the most extreme form of violence against women. It's killing them just because they're women, and a lot of the victims show signs of sexual assault and torture. There are many reasons for this, but the most important ones are the violence and lack of security in these regions, the fact that justice is almost never taken against the aggressors, and a sexist culture that puts men above women and makes a lot of them think they have to prove how powerful they are. El Salvador, Honduras, and Mexico are the most affected countries, but the whole region suffers from this. Numbers show how terrible the truth is for women. Every day, 12 Latin and Caribbean women are killed without justification, and 14 of the 25 countries with the highest feminicide rate belong to Latin America. In 2017, 2,500 women were killed just because men thought they had the right to kill them in 16 Latin countries. This according to the Gender Equality Observatory of Latin America. Out of this list, that doesn't include Colombia and Mexico, El Salvador has the highest rate, but half of the victims belong to Brazil. Mexico doesn't appear on this list because not every Mexican state has laws against feminicide. Only 19 of 32 states take legal action, and one doesn't even recognize the term feminicide. Estimations say that 7 feminicides occur in this country every day, and the United Nations have called on Mexico for this, telling this country to make it illegal in all its territory and also to stop the violence against women and girls. They have also called Latin America the most dangerous region for women to live, and they should tell us there's something we must change. With this problem growing more each year, the fear has also grown. Women are forced to take more precautions and be scared all the time when they go out. However, solidarity has grown too. More and more people are joining the movement to stop the violence and working for a better future. So if we keep fighting and fighting, we might be able to change it for the next generations. Now, there's an interview regarding this topic. Here it is.
Hello, welcome to the interview section. Today we are going to talk about femicide, that as you may know is something that has been affecting the lives of millions of women. And entering to the topic, we have as guest Ana Michelle, who will answer some questions about it. Michelle, what do you think about femicide? Do you think we can do something to change it?
Well, I think femicide is such a bad thing we are living nowadays, and all because people doesn't notice we are not an object. But yes, I think we can change it, being a good citizen and being conscious.
Okay, and now
We are in one of the places where femicide has been committed. This is the most extreme manifestation of violence against women and is defined as the murder of a woman by the fact of being a woman. According to a report of UN Women reveals that 13 of the 25 countries in the world with the highest rates of femicide are in Latin America. These 14 countries are Honduras, El Salvador, Argentina, Mexico, Guatemala, Dominican Republic, Venezuela, Colombia, Brazil, Bolivia, Peru, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, and Chile. The ECLAZ warned at the end of 2016 that on average, at least 12 women are daily killed by the factor of being a woman.
tell us, because we want to know, have you heard of a story or someone close to you has suffering this type of aggression because being a woman?
Unfortunately, yes, my cousin suffered this problem. She was hanging up with some friends, having fun and drinking, but then the boys took advantage of this and killed her and, well, first raped her, then killed her with a glass bottle. We noticed that she was no longer alive because a man saw this and reported to the police.
That's such a bad thing, but thank you for sharing your story with us, and thank you for listening us.